with the Republicans. All you have to do is whisper filibuster. Just say it. Watch me. Filibuster. Bang, done. Done. They're on it. Okay. I mean, does it have to be an important piece of legislation? Hell no. Does it have to be something that's going to last 30, 40 years? Of course not. Does it even have to be something that, is going to have any kind of effect at all? Nope. All you got to do is whisper filibuster. They're on it. They're on it.
Well, how do you not respond to the leadership of a guy like Mitch McConnell?
All right, look, let's talk about all talk, no vote Chuck Hagel. He'd like this because we're talking, and we're not voting. So Chuck Hagel says, and I got this, I was reminded of this, I should say, by Marcos at Daily Kos, right? He wrote a little blog about it. He said it would be weak to not debate this issue. And then he voted to not debate this issue.
Now,
I mean, come on.
Look, it's an argument.
Come on.
I haven't read his. Have you read a defense of his by any chance? He probably hasn't said anything yet.
Look, Hagel is looking worse and worse every day. I have not read a particular defense of this. Like, I saw that Hagel voted this way, but I didn't see whether he talked about it. I saw him in This Week with George Stephanopoulos, and he looked clownish. Now, let's be fair to the Republicans, okay? Why are they doing this, right? It's not like they're doing it because they desperately don't want to debate Iraq, which is partly true.
Oh, I think that's exactly right. But go ahead, make your point, and I'll disagree.
The Republican side is saying, look, we got two other bills that we want to introduce here, and we want to debate all the bills. And so it's not that we're against debate, we're against more debate. We're for more debate because we want to talk about the Carl Levin, John Warner bill, but we also want to talk about two other bills, one put together by John McCain and another by another Republican. So unless you consider those bills, we're not going to let you consider any of the bills. And to be fair here, that's an argument that a lot of Democrats made for a long time. Now, they never went as far as filibustering a damn thing.
No.
Okay, but they would say, hey, let us introduce bills, and the Republicans wouldn't do it.
Right. The point is, though, that the bill, it's the Republicans are playing politics with it, and perhaps they should. I mean,
everybody's playing politics.
Right. But the fact of the matter is, if you want sort of the Senate to voice their disagreement, then the Republicans are going to propose bills that they know will subvert that process. I mean, they're going to pass a equally pointless, or I would say even more pointless. What they want is they want to have a rule that says we won't cut off funding because it will their bill might get more support. Their bill might actually be the most popular vote there.
The more we talk about it, actually, and it's only been about a minute so far, the more I think the Republicans are, on the substance, a little right. I don't think that they should have filibustered it. I think it's, outrageous, and then they need to get a resolution. And these are the same exact tactics they used for 6 years, at least. So for them to cry about it now is a little silly. But on the substance of it, so what? Let them introduce all the bills they want. The problem is the Democrats don't want them to introduce, not the McCain one, but the other one. And again, I'll look up the
funding one. It's Judd Gregg's bill.
Judd Gregg, thank you. Judd Gregg's bill on funding, because the Democrats are, unfortunately, incontrovertibly weak on that. They're going to say, well, we will never cut off the funding. But they don't want to say that because later they're going to need to cut off the funding. So just say, I'm not voting for Judd Gregg's bill because I'm not going to tell you what I am or I'm not going to do 6 months from now or a year from now. Why would I vote for a bill that says, that'll tie my hands?
Also,
I'm not going to vote for it. So what's the problem?
I agree.
They're too weak to say that. I think that there's no harm in it, in allowing all these resolutions if you're confident about how you're going to vote. And I think it's unfortunately taking Democrats a little too long to recognize that they have power and that they can go ahead and do things. They're still, at their core, afraid of what the Republicans are going to say and what they're going to campaign on, and they're still afraid of this nonsense boogeyman of, we're going to be called weak on terrorism, we're going to be called weak on national defense if we say that we might cut off funding for this war at some point. First of all, who cares if they call you that? That has not been a winning strategy, not only for a long time, but clearly that didn't work in 2006. That strategy for the Republicans got crushed in 2006. Why would you, at this late juncture, still be afraid of that? That seems nuts to me.